For more on all this, we're going to bring in NewsNation senior national security contributor, General Richard Newton. Thank you so much for being here. You know, General, this is not the first time that Russia has hit Ukraine's power grid during this war. We've talked to you about this, in fact. He says this attack was specifically in retaliation for Ukraine using U.S.-made missiles. So do you see this as a major escalation on Putin's part, or is it business as usual? What do you make of it?
Well, Laura, good to be with you, and happy Thanksgiving to you and the NewsNation team.
Thank you.
You said in the top of the story, about 10 days or so ago, Putin launched the largest combined ballistic missile attack and drone attack against Ukraine, against its critical energy infrastructure, with 120 ballistic missiles and 90 drones. And so now, just recently, in the last 24 hours, he is again going against Ukrainian critical energy production infrastructure. Why is that? We've got the onset of winter. It's going to be a cold, dark winter for Ukrainian civilians. And as you mentioned, also up to 1 million were without power for the last 24 hours. It's major, certainly every time he goes after civilian targets, it's a major escalation, but it's another step on the escalation ladder where he's trying to decimate Ukraine, trying to break their will in this, what is over now, a 1,000-day war of attrition.
Wow. You know, Putin is now threatening to hit Kyiv decision-making centers in his next attack. Do you think that Putin will carry out that kind of attack, or is it more like a tactic to make Ukraine nervous? What do you think?
I think with regard to Putin, everything's on the table from his perspective, and nothing should surprise us from this Cold Warrior KGB leader, Putin. The fact that he would be willing to go after certainly civilians and civilian targets, but change the calculus now and go after leadership is really what the code word is. I'm sure he would like to get his hands on Ukrainian President Zelensky and his staff and so forth, and his key senior leaders. But I can anticipate more attacks, especially from the air with ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and those Iranian-made Shahab 136 drones. So this is what we're going to be seeing for the next several weeks, if not months.
You know, from your perspective, and you have such a great one, you know, what should the U.S. be doing now in regards to all of this? What's the plan? Should the U.S. advise Ukraine to stop using their missiles altogether?
No, I don't think so. I think the only thing a bully like Putin understands is power and strength. The fact that, and I give credit to the Biden administration, albeit late in the battle, providing authority for Ukraine to launch Army tactical missile systems that the United States has provided to Ukraine against Russian forces in Russian territory, and particularly in the Kursk region, which Ukraine was very bold in taking hundreds of square miles of the Russian territory in Kursk in western Russia. Now they're facing up to 50,000 troops. 10,000 of them, Laura, by the way, are North Korean troops. And so I think that's the only thing Putin really understands. But he's not necessarily going to be deterred. But I would not back down at this point. This is the wrong time to do that, because what's happening now is both sides, I believe, as they continue with this war of attrition, are trying to shape the next phase of this war, which is going to be really focused on negotiations and a negotiated potential settlement, where we see, Putin and Zelensky, likely led by President Trump of the United States, coming to the negotiation tables. So you're seeing the shaping of the battlefield, shaping the battle space for what will be diplomatic efforts, certainly after January 20th.
And you know, it's really interesting. Putin praised President-elect Trump today, saying Russia is ready for dialogue with the incoming administration. So when we take a step back, what would those talks look like? I mean, do you think that it would include a discussion about ending the war in Ukraine? What's on the table here?
Well, I think what you're going to see as likely we enter into negotiations, and as you mentioned, President Trump has now announced Keith Kellogg, retired Lieutenant General, as special envoy for Ukraine and Russia. What you're going to see is three things first that Putin is after. First, he wants concessions on territory. Secondly, he wants to make sure that Ukraine does not have a path to join NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And the third is he's going to want Russian sanctions against Russia, economic, finance, oil, and so forth. He's going to want those lifted. So that'll be an opening position. It's a very strong opening position from Putin. And I would not surprise me that he'll start there. I don't think that's where we'll particularly end up, other than I think you're going to see concessions with territory, obviously.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.